Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 60 of Magnificent Mondays, where this week we're looking at Iron Man, the film that launched the Marvel Cinematic Universe way back in 2008, in the olden days. Anyway, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already, all that stuff. Right, we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble. He says, tell you, yes, we are. Ooh, shush, mute side. And we're live on Twitch as well, so yes, we're live on all those things. Wingray says, what an obscure choice. He said a similar thing, I think, about Jurassic Park. Sometimes I've got to do a famous film, haven't I? They're my favourites. Pardon me, I'm burping. But anyway, yes, so Iron Man from 2008, starring, of course, Robert Downey Jr., and all that stuff. What did I say? The like and subscribe thing. I'll say it again. Like and subscribe and share the videos and drop a comment, hit the notification bell, and we're live. Yes, I did. We're live on all those things. Also on Facebook, X and Instagram. I haven't plugged my books for a while, have I? So hang on. Links in the description, as I've links to my two books. Silent Predator, a short horror novella about big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village, and Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff, and all that jazz. They're on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. So, but tonight we're watching Iron Man. There's me Blu-ray. I have all the MCU movies on Blu-ray. Hooray for me! Right, maybe we'll get through them all. Well, not all of them, because some of them aren't really good, are they? But anyway, right. So info. Oh, yes. Also, super thanks, super chats. What else? Patreon, links in the description, merchandise store, and all that stuff. I'm wearing somebody else's merch tonight, so anyway, so go and subscribe to Sci-Fi Quest. And Windgrace, who says up to date. Presumably me MCU. Yes, it is up to date. Oh, all the ones that are available so far, yes, they're up to date. Because they're having a bit of a sale on Amazon. They're like going dirt cheap with the Blu-rays, so I bought even the ones I didn't like, and ones I haven't watched yet, like Black Panther 2 and the Marvels and stuff like that. Anyway, so yes, I've got them. Don't mean I've watched them, but I've got them. See, Sci-Fi Quest, nice T-shirt. It's cool, isn't it? It's cool. Anyway, right, so off we go. Iron Man from 2008, directed by Jon Favreau. Remember when he used to do good stuff? Directed by Jon Favreau, starring, what's his face? Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Howard. I was watching the Blu-ray earlier on, which I've just shown you, and the behind the scenes, and they kept going on about how Terrence Howard is going to be Rhodey forever and ever as the franchise moves on. He were only in this first one. Anyway, Jeff Bridges. What happened to Jeff Bridges' voice? When he was young, in stuff like Tron and King Kong and stuff like that, he was like a pretty normal person. But as he got older, his chin's sort of grown out, and his jaws started getting in the way of his talking. But anyway, he's in it as well. And Gwyneth Paltrow and various others. Who did the music for this? Oh, Ramin Djawadi, who I think did Game of Thrones, didn't he? He did Game of Thrones. Right, screenplay by Mark Fergus, Hawk Osby, Art Markham, and Matt Holloway, based on Iron Man by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, or Lieber, I don't know how you pronounce it, Don Heck and Jack Kirby. Obviously, Iron Man created in 1962. I know nothing about comics, but I think Iron Man might have been the first comic I ever got. I'm sure it was way back in the day. I'm sure I remember as a young kid, I think my first comic I ever saw had Iron Man on the front of it. Don't ask me which one it was, because I didn't always get the Marvel comics. I only started like getting comics regularly in I think Crazy Comic, which were a bit like Beano and one of them sort of things, and then Action Comic, and then 2000 AD, so mid-70s, 76, 77, when I started regularly buying comics. Anyway, have you learned about his math yet? Whose math? I don't know. Who are you on about? Who are you on about? I don't know. Do you mean maths? Plural. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, over my head, like most things. Anyway, right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? Right, so I'll have to get rid of that. There we go. Put the comments back on. Joe Wingrace will tell me what he's on about in a minute. And then it'll all... Terence Howard. Oh, why? I don't know. Does he do math? I don't know. I know he's been doing... What were he in now? He were talking about something recently, wasn't he? And in the psychedelic field, I can't remember what it was. Oh, there we go. He's been doing... the circuit he's passed to is about how math is wrong and he fixed it. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. But they were doing something else, wasn't it? I think they featured it in Forbidden Frontier. On Nerdrotic. What were they on? Because they were on Joe Rogan wanted going on about something. And I can't remember what. It was either like ancient civilizations or aliens or something like that. So, but anyway. That's Terence Howard for you. Anyway, what we're doing, right, starting the film. Obviously, not just watching the film, because, YouTube would throw a fit. So we're going to watch it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember things I've learned about it. And we'll go through it. As usual, if you're here to watch a film, it's not going to happen. Bugger off. It's not that sort of a show. Right. Off we go. Right, what am I doing? Add to stage. There we go. Right, we begin. This were the days as well, before Disney bought Marvel. There we go. And Paramount used to do Marvel films when they were good. When they were good. And Wingrace says, let's get to 1,000 subs. Yes, let's. We're getting there. 64 to go, I think. Get to 1,000 subs. But it'd be nice. Anyway, here we go, Marvel. There's the good old Marvel logo, which we have come to know and love. Is it showing Iron Man, by the way? It is, isn't it, I think? Because they used to tailor each... Well, I think they did. They used to tailor each Marvel intro to the film, didn't they? I think they did. Or I could be wrong. I could be Mandela affecting it. Right, we begin. We're in Afghanistan, except we're not. It's supposed to be Afghanistan. But I think this was filmed in California. Yes, Alabama Hills, Lone Pine, California. That Lone Pine, it used to be Twin Pine. Read Back to the Future, is it? I don't know. Anyway. I love that you summoned Sci-Fi Quest with the shirt. Yes, he hasn't been around for a while, has he, Melvin? But he's seen the shirt and it's... maybe he's been around, just not commenting. It must have heard you out the window next door. Yes, because we all live next door to each other in the UK. Even though we have different accents and nobody can understand me. But tough. If you don't understand. It looks like a tree, that, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm rambling. That pattern down that mountain there looks like a tree, doesn't it? It looks like the tree of Gondor. So, anyway. Right, we're beginning. I said Alabama then. In Afghanistan, supposed to be. And we've got a convoy of Hummers. And Tony Stark's in one of these. He is. There they go. They go passing some Afghan chap with his goats, obviously. For that believability, because everybody in Afghanistan has got goats, according to Hollywood. Right, so here we go. Right, is he there? There, that's Tony Stark holding some booze. Because Tony Stark is, yes, the Fun V. Because that's what he's in, isn't he? He's in the Fun V. That's what they call it in this film, don't they? He's boozing, obviously, because he's not a nice person at first, is he? He's Tony Stark. So anyway, but he's personable and friendly. But basically, he's an arms dealer, isn't he? Sort of. He makes them as well. But he's a genius. Anyway, so he's talking to the soldiers that he's with that are there to protect him. Because he's on his way to... he's on his way home, on his way back from a demonstration, isn't he? But, yes, no gang signs, we're going to get there. And this young chap, right, talks to this... realises this is a woman soldier, a female soldier, so he's... surprised by that, but then there we go. Takes a picture, no gang signs, he says. Hang on, here we go. Oh, missed it. Want to get the gang signs thing. There we go. Please, no gang signs. But then it says, no, throw it up and just kidding. I can't do Robert Downey Jr. Can't do anybody. But anyway, there he is. But then there's an explosion. No! And the Hummers all start blowing up around them. They're being ambushed by terrorists. They've got to protect Tony Stark. They don't do a good job of it because they all die. It's sad because just going to be quoting the film. That's later on. There he is. The Fun V getting shot up. Surprised he didn't get hit then, isn't it? But anyway, he staggers out. Here he goes. He staggers out amidst the chaos and carnage, and a shell lands right next to him, just as he's using his phone. There it is. And we see that it's his own tech. There you go. His own weapons that his company makes are about to essentially kill him, sort of, nearly. Anyway, it blows up. It blows up and he's thrown, and then we see blood seeping through. He's even got a bulletproof vest on, his blood seeping through that. And then he obviously passes out, and then then we do a flashback. No, we don't. We haven't got there yet. Do a flashback in a minute. There we go. He's being held. He's a hostage by terrorists. Oh, there we go. Iron Man. Then we're going to do the flashback. I suppose this sort of titles were all the rage back then. But I don't know. They hadn't been all the rage for like 10 years, had they? But, you know, the come on, do it. There we go, that. The rotating logo. Thought that went out 10 years earlier. Anyway, then we get the flashback. 36 hours earlier in Las Vegas, and Tony Stark's at some shindig. There we go, we're learning about how he's genius. There he is, where he is with his dad. And is that supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. as a kid? Not very good, is it? But there we go, we learned that they both die in a car accident. But we'll learn later on what really happened to him, don't we? Right, so, there's Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane. He wondered about, should he shave his head? Because he would expect him to say, yes, you've got to shave your head, because the character in the comic has a shaved head, or a bald head. So he went to, I think he went to Jon Favreau. I think it was either Jon Favreau or Kevin Feige. Princess is starting. What's the matter? You won't go out, it's raining. The cat wants to go out, but he's chucking it down. Where was it? So he went to either Jon Favreau or Kevin Feige, I can't remember which one. And he said, should I shave my head? And they said, whatever, if you want to. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So he said they went in increments until he were happy with a bald head. So that's why he's got a bald head. Because the character had in the comics. Right, so here we go. So we're learning all about what a genius he is. He has been since he was a kid, and now he designs weapons and weapon systems. So he's into it all. There we go. But obviously he's not there. He's supposed to be there, I think, but he's not there. He's busy being a playboy. There's Rhodey, played by Terrence Howard, who was the highest paid actor on this film. He even got more than Robert Downey Jr. The highest paid actor. And when Iron Man 2 came around, there's several stories, but apparently they offered him 50 to 80% less than he got for this film, because he was the highest paid actor. They must have done some kind of deal before they hired anybody else, because he was the first person cast, the first big name actor cast in the film. That's probably why he got paid more than everybody else. When Iron Man 2 came around, they lowered his rate because he wasn't in it as much, and some there's differing stories that his agent rebuffed and said, no, I'm walking away. You're starting, aren't you, bloody cat? And refused it and refused to appear, and then others just said that Marvel just didn't want him back, essentially. So, because there's also stories that it's difficult to work with, but I don't know. Anyway, right, so here he is. Obviously, Tony's not there. He's busy doing stuff. Obadiah Stane's there to receive the award in lieu of Tony. Wingrace says weapons and weapons accessories. Yes, it does all. It does the lot, doesn't it? Anyways, there he is. He's in Vegas shooting craps. Is it? I don't know. I don't know anything about gambling or all like that. But Anyway, wouldn't be a craps table without some busty beauties blowing on his dice, or whatever they do. And there's John Favreau's Happy Hogan. Anyway, she looks familiar. Don't know. Anyway. Oh no, she reminds me of. It won't be her. I was thinking, I forgot her name. Oh, that's in the car. Hang on. I've got it here, the car. What the car now? I've forgotten. Oh, it's in bloody Italian. Never mind. And I can't read it anyway. Anyway. Right, where were we? Right, so there we go. So he's there instead of being where he's supposed to be. He's having fun because he's a playboy. No, it's not Foggy Nelson from Daredevil, which I really like that Daredevil film that he were in, with Ben Affleck as Daredevil, particularly the director's cut, which is really good. The only thing that kind of lets it down, really, is Colin Farrell's Bullseye. Even though he's good in it, but and memorable. Anyway, whatever. That's another film. Right, so anyway, so there we go. So he's on his way to... this is where we meet... I forgot her name. Not Cassie. Hang on, let's say here. Christine Everhart, played by Leslie Bibb. I have no idea what else she's been in, I will tell you. But she does look familiar. What's she been in? Iron Man 2. Maybe that's why she's familiar. I don't know. American Housewife. Never seen it, so I don't know. She been in anything I know? I'm looking. No. We've got one of those American blonde faces, I suppose. Oh, Trick or Treat. Yes. That's where I know her from. She gets killed in Trick or Treat. Yes, right, okay. Now, work that out. She gets killed by Lollipop in Trick or Treat. Anyway, Wingray says, I thought it was a missed opportunity to have that intro film in Deadpool turn out to be Foggy and Wade was accidentally applying to their law firm. Yes, it'd be good with that, wouldn't it, when they were trying to get a job. Trying to become an Avenger, won't it? I'm going to have to go let the cat out. Just bear with me. I won't be a moment. There we go. Right, I'm back. She's gone out, but it's raining, it's throwing it down, and she'll come in with the cat, and she'll be wet through, and it'll be my fault. You know what cats are like. Everyone was in Iron Man 2, even Elon Musk. Well, it's a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember. Anyway. Right, so there she is. She wants to talk to him, so there you go. So he ends up shagging her, basically. There we go. So, Merchant of Death, blah, blah, blah. She's asking him, that's one of his nicknames because he designs and sells weapons and stuff. It's supposed to be like Howard Hughes, I suppose, and that's essentially, but instead of building aeroplanes, he builds weapon systems mostly. So anyway, they end up in bed. We don't want to know all this stuff. So there they are. Look, they've ended up being playing nudie prod games. Anyway, it's morning. She wakes up. He's not there. He's in his I suppose you say his lab, his workshop. He's in his workshop. But she doesn't know that. Here we are. He's Tony Stark's Malibu mansion. There she is looking round. We meet Jarvis. She presses a button. There we go. You're not authorised to access this area. That's Jarvis. His AI, who ends up becoming Vision, voiced by Paul Bettany. I didn't have to look that up. I was gonna. That's why my hand went like that, and I was gonna look it up. But I remembered. Stark Industries is basically like BA. Yeah, I suppose. Yes, it is. Yes. Which is the British version. Because is Britain the second? Is it the second or third? Might be third now after China. Biggest arms dealer in the world. Anyway. Right, so we meet Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper Potts, his Tony Stark's erstwhile assistant / love interest. Hope she hasn't got any other candles knocking about. But here we are. And he's had the clothes dry cleaned. And say, you must be the famous Pepper Potts. I do, you do everything for Tony and all that stuff. And he says, yes, I even take out the trash, which is an insult basically to poor Christine Everhart. Anyway, so off Christine Everhart goes. We see her again later in the film. I think she's in Iron Man 2 as well. I think. Wingray says, is she a Dalek? Yes, because she's a Pepper Pot. Yes. Anyway, there's Tony working on a car. Look, he's got spark plugs and stuff, so we know he's working on the car. It's something like 1932 Ford or something, I don't know. It's said in the behind the scenes, don't ask me, I don't know. But he likes his holograms and exploded views and stuff like that. This isn't Blender, is it? It might be, I don't know. I've just downloaded Blender. And I've no idea what I'm doing. Right, anyway. Right, so he's doing that. Right, so anyway, there he is working away, and Pepper Potts is talking to him and all that stuff. Is he interested in buying a Van Gogh painting? We call him Van Gogh. Americans call him Van Gogh for some reason. A Van Gogh painting, and basically he says yes and store it, because I don't know. But then he's got to head to his plane, and he's saying, because he's going to be late for his plane, and he says, isn't the point of having your own plane that you can go whenever you want? But anyway, so off he goes. There he is, driving to his plane. He's even got his own terminal, look, Stark Industries terminal. Anyway, so off he goes in his super duper amazing, whatever the hell it is, plane, but it looks snazzy, doesn't it? Right, so he's wanting to drink because he's a booze hound, and Rhodey doesn't want to drink because he's on duty, but then he talks him into it, and they end up having the flight crew. That's what you got to call them now, aren't you? Flight crew. Back when this were made, it'll have been air hostesses probably. But anyway, they're all dancing about. Look, you won't get this now, would you? In a film? No, you wouldn't. No chance. It was a more innocent time back in 2008. Anyways, landed in Afghanistan. There's a big plane. I don't know. Sci-Fi Quest or no. C-17? Yeah, whatever. And some Chinooks and Hummers and various stuff. The American military provided lots of stuff, including jets and UCAVs or whatever they call them, and all that stuff to use as props. Anyway, here he is. Right, he's doing a demonstration of his new Jericho missile system. Hang on. Having your own plane is a status thing for the rich. What does it mean for Elon? He has starships, yes. He's going to become the first king of Mars. It means the world must turn against him. Yes, it must. Yes, it'll be cancelled. Having his flight crew pole dancing, essentially. Anyway, right, so here he is demonstrating his missile system. He says something along the lines of, somebody once said, I've forgotten, the best weapon is the one where you don't have to press. I've forgotten. Hang on, what does he say? Just a minute. Where does he say it? It might be later on. Something along the lines of the best weapon is the one you only have to fire once. No, I don't know. But anyway, so it demonstrates they fire off the missile, and then it does all amazing stuff. There we go. It all separates into a gazillion little missiles. They're all watching, and hang on, and then they all go off. There we go. For your consideration, the Jericho. They just blow up a mountain range because that's what the kind of people they are. And then there we go. All that happens. We're supposed to be impressed. He's talking to Obadiah Stane. Spoilers, he's going to be the bad guy. Talking to him. Right, he's off in his Hummer now. His Fun V. Where does Rhodey go? Oh, does Rhodey go another way? I don't know. I can't remember. He's saying see you back at base. So he must be, I don't know, taking a helicopter or something. I don't know. The walls of Jericho. Yeah, well, that's basically full Nelson, innit? Chris Jericho, the wrestler, does. Anyway, where were we? Right, so this is where we're going to catch up with our flashback. There we go. Boom. Right, he's in captivity. Here he is, and he's being operated on, and they're doing like a montage, sort of. There we go. We see how his injury is all blurred out because it's PG. He's been badly injured, and I still don't understand why they can't get the shrapnel out. Wouldn't it be just easier to get it out with tweezers rather than this elaborate device? But anyway, this fella here called Yinsen, he makes the essentially an electromagnet that stops the shrapnel from going into his heart. Why don't they just get it out? But anyway, or why didn't? Well, it does sort it out later, doesn't it? I suppose, but he's in a cave, isn't he? So they can't do heart surgery in a cave, but they can do enough surgery to have this thing in his chest. He's got to walk around with a car battery. So anyway, so there he is. He comes round, pulls that out of his. That'd be making me sneeze. Anyway, right, he sees there's a car battery fastened to him, fastened to his chest, and then he realises something's up. Right, so he's saying, what's happened to me? He says, I did that to save your life. This is Yinsen, played by, I've forgotten, Sean Toob or something like that. Yeah. We don't see much in this film. Isn't it for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. But it makes an impact and changes Tony's life. Anyway, so there we go. So he's put that on because they can't get the shrapnel out of his heart. So he's using this magnet to stop him moving further in or whatever. He's got some of them out, but not all of them. There we go. Takes about a week for the barbs to reach the vital organs. All right, because he's seen this before, apparently. Anyway, so the electromagnet's stopping them from getting there. Anyway. Wingard says he changed the hierarchy of power in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, I suppose he did, didn't he? What Tony Stark always, the boss. I don't know, because I don't know bugger all about the comics. So anyway, right. So they're in a cave, and he's a prisoner as well. By the way, is Yinsen. Right. So bad guys are here. Here they are, and they're going to tell Tony. They're speaking to him in, I presume it's Arabic or whatever, or Afghani, I don't know. And Yinsen's translating. They want him to build a Jericho missile for them. I'm not exactly sure why, because we learn later on that they've already got some. Unless they got them later. But never mind. They want him to build a Jericho missile for them, so anyway. And he says no, so they torture him for a bit. There we go. I refuse, so they torture him for a bit. In a scene that kind of reminds me of the title sequence from Die Another Day, the James Bond film, but anyway. Not really. Iron Man was a dry and stuffy character before these movies. All right. See, and everybody said Tony Stark was just like Iron Man. Wasn't he like that in the comics? I don't know. As I said, the first comic I got had Iron Man on the cover, but I can't remember what were in it. I was very young. Anyway, so they torture him until he agrees or whatever. So, and then they take him outside with a bag on his head and show him that they've got lots of his weapons. Look, all Stark Industry weapons. I wonder how they got those. Anyway, so there you go. It says they've got everything to build a missile, and it just says, give me a list of what you need. So. And then when you're done, he'll set you free. And he says, no, he won't. He shakes his hand or whatever. He says, no, he won't. And then he says, no, he won't. Because he knows they're going to kill him. And there's the secondary bad guy. I forgot his name. Hang on. I forgot his name. Where is he? Where are you? Raza, played by Farron Tahir, who Windgrace knows as... Captain What's-His-Face of the USS Kelvin. I've forgotten already. Begins with B, I think. No, Robbo, Captain Robbo of the USS Kelvin in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek film. Anyway. So he's watching on. I think he's supposed to be essentially the Mandarin. I think the original idea for this film, because we learned that these chaps, these terrorists, I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, anyway, whatever, are the 10 Rings. So, and I think maybe he was supposed to be the Mandarin. They decided not to go the Mandarin route and have Obadiah become the main bad guy. But these are supposed to be the 10 Rings. But I don't think they're mentioned again until the third film, have they? When we meet the Mandarin, and then in Shang-Chi again, when they're different again. But anyway, so he's watching on. Right, so, but he's got a plan. Obviously, he's not going to build him a Jericho missile. He's going to build something else. Well, first, he's going to make himself a new thing so he doesn't have to carry a car battery around. So, there we're saying, he's basically got no choice, so he's got to build himself. He gets all this stuff he needs, and before he starts work on the missile, he's telling them all what he needs. He's going to build himself an arc reactor for his chest. An arc reactor is this super duper energy thing. He's got one in his factory that powers his factory, and but he's making a miniature one for himself out of a box of scraps, which we'll get to later on. Explains why I was fiddling with his ring. He should have had 10, shouldn't he? It'd be like Alvin Stardust. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyway. So here he is doing all this stuff. He gets some palladium out of whatever. Here we go. There he is. A bit of palladium. He wants 0.15 grams. He needs a bit more. So there you go. He needs 1.6. So he's got to get it out of them missiles. Made from the Arkenstone. You know what? Curiously enough, earlier on I started watching The Hobbit. Because I got it on offer. It were on offer on. I've got it on Blu-ray up there, but it were on offer on Amazon to buy on Amazon to watch on Amazon Prime. So I started watching that earlier on. Right, so not as good as The Lord of the Rings, but they're still good films. I still enjoy it. But anyway. Right, where were we? Right, so he's making his arc reactor. Here we go. So he's doing all this, industry and working and doing all this stuff. There we go. Look, ooh, looks cool. Melting things down and doing all this amazing technological stuff. And how does it work? Does it just need, I don't know, but shouldn't it need, some software to run it or whatever? I don't know, but anyway, it just makes it and it works. It's just some it must be mechanical or something. I don't know, but anyway. So he can get rid of his car battery, and they were showing it. Look, it's a miniature arc reactor. He's got one in his factory, and it pumps out loads and loads and loads and loads of power. And he says that could, keep your heart going for 100 lifetimes or whatever. Or he says. And then he says, winks at the camera and says, or something could power something really big for 15 minutes. So I wonder what he's going to do. Anyway, Sci-Fi Quest says, the Mandarin was looking for the rings in the comics, though, wasn't he? I have no idea. Don't know, I've not read them. And Windgrace says, magnets, big honking magnets. There you go. Run your heart for 50 lifetimes. It's not. Is it running his heart, or it's just keeping the shrapnel out of his heart? Isn't it? I don't know. Hacksmith Industries made an arc reactor that works. Did they? I don't know. They're a YouTube channel, aren't they? Something like that. Is it them that made the lightsaber that worked? Is it them? Anyway. Right, so here we go. He's got his plans, look, that he's done on kitchen. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. It's see-through paper, tracing paper. So here we go. Done it all separate. So that if they just find one piece of paper, they don't know what he's making. So he says, put them all together, flatten them out, and it's not showing us. There we go. Flatten them out. The suit, the Mark 1. Anyway. There we go. That's what they're going to build. They're not going to build a Jericho missile. They're going to build the Mark 1 Iron Man suit. It's probably the only time it's made of iron, probably. Anyway, so they're watching them on cameras. There we go. There we see he's got his arc reactor in. Don't look as good as that though, does it? It's Sci-Fi Quest. He should have a Sci-Fi Quest T-shirt on. And they shall call him Steel. I don't know. Is that another superhero? I have no idea. I have no idea. Right, so they're playing backgammon. I've never played backgammon. I've no idea the rules of backgammon. It was a big thing in the 70s with backgammon when I was a kid. Never played it. No, here we go. Just bear with me. Thought it were only a matter of time. There we go. Get rid of that twat. Right, okay. Bloody, just bear with me. This is why I do members only chat. Because we get knobheads. Who disrupt it. So just bear with me. So I'm just going to change that. Right, there we go. Change that. Right, that should be okay now. Should be on members only. Right, Johnny Steele with his hammer and motorbike. Oh, I have no idea. As I said, I've always said I'm not a comic person. Never have been, apart from 2000 AD. Right, so they're playing backgammon again, which I've never played. So there they go. They're having a chat. This is where we tell me where you're from. We learn it's from this town. There we go, called Gulmira, which we're going to see later on. I'm not exactly sure who these 10 rings. They're supposed to be like just a version of Al Qaeda, and they're just taking out or ISIS or Taliban or whatever in this film, and they're just taking over parts of Afghanistan. I'm not entirely sure. Their motives seem vague. Anyway, so he was asking me if he's got family. He says, yes, he's got family, and I will be with them soon, he says, again winking at the camera. We learn that Tony Stark's got no family. He says, oh, you're the man who has everything and also who has nothing. There you go. So he says, yeah. Right, so it's working away. There we go, more industry. A-team music's playing, or it should be. As the buildings things, obviously, when they're watching on the cameras, they're watching them working. They don't know what he's building. He's just, doing stuff. They don't know what he's doing. As far as they're concerned, he's building them a Jericho missile. Anyway, there he is, working away, doing all this stuff. What's happening here now? Don't know. There he's looking at. He's probably thinking, hang on, what's he making there? That's not part of a missile. It's making his leg go up. What they're doing? There we go. And it says, go and check him. I think he says, go and check him. Yes, because he's gonna threaten Yinsen now. Says, I want my Jericho. You're not building a Jericho missile. And says, what are you doing? Oh, I'm talking about Genghis Khan. I think he says descender from Genghis Khan or something. The empire, the Mongol Empire, was the largest land, contiguous empire the world's ever seen, bigger than the Roman Empire and Empire of Alexander, and all that. But he says, maybe that's what he's on about that. But he wants the Jericho, saying, build me my Jericho, and he threatens Yinsen. He gets like a red hot thingamabob and threatens him with it. There it is, look. So they hold him down, he's going to kill him. He says, don't, he's a good assistant, I need him. So I said, okay then. He says, I want it by, I think they say a week, or I think he says, I want it, or does he say tomorrow? I can't remember. Let's see. I think he says a week. Hang on. Oh no, tomorrow. You have till tomorrow to assemble my missile. So they've got to be quick now. They've got to get on with it. There he is. By the way, Robert Downey Jr. Before he did this film, he said, he was quite fit. He said, but I think he said he was thin. He went into martial arts. He said he went into martial arts and kung fu and all that stuff, and he kept himself healthy. But he wanted to pad himself out, particularly for this role. So that's what he did. So he went training, probably ate lots of chicken, and buffed himself out a bit. Right, so here he is. There we go. We're going to see he's making his the helmet. There we go. Right, so they're going to start assembling it. Right, it's getting ready now. It's getting ready for the big fight. And suiting up. There he's watching. Says, "Where's Tony Stark?" 'Cause he can't see him because he's hiding behind that. Go and check on him. There we go. And little do they know, he's going to be in his Iron Man suit. Now, I don't know how he puts his helmet on. Except we see that. And is it? Or maybe it's up. Maybe his helmet's up. And because we see that he can reach up to pull it down. So maybe he's doing that. Anyway, how is it? I don't know. But anyway. But anyway, they get interrupted, and he's got to start the loading the software. So he's written software for this as well, for the suit. I don't know why it needs software, because everything seems like buttons and things. But anyway, so he's got a laptop that's got a progress bar on it. But here we go. And they've rigged up the door with explosives. So they go to open the door, and it blows up. There we go. Right, so there he is doing the laptop. There we go. Got a progress bar. What does it say? I don't know, because I don't know computers. Failed, possibly, along with... What's that on about? He's loading up the software for the suit. As I said, I don't know what the software is, but anyway. So he says it's going to take a while, so he's going to cause a distraction. But the plan was, he were going to go out, clear the way, and Yinsen were going to follow him when the path were clear and they were going to escape together. But now Yinsen says, "I'll buy you time," and he picks up a machine gun from one of the fellas that they've just blown up and goes running out, shooting his gun. So, anyway, but then there we go. That's where he's doing that. And then he's watching the progress bar. Let's say he ain't got his helmet on. Or maybe it is up. Maybe he just goes like that and pulls it down. But anyway. So off he goes. It doesn't last very long, I don't think. There we go. Soon comes across the bad guys. But then some more are going in to see what's happened to Tony Stark. And hang on, I've missed a bit. And this is where we start hearing him. A bit like RoboCop. We don't see him at first. We just hear him. Hang on, in a minute. Oh no, they see those fellas that blew up. There we go. So in they go. Then we start hearing Tony Stark is in there somewhere. Oh, there he is. That's his arm, look. So, hang on. Mute that again. Right, so he starts taking out these guys, just punching them and knocking them flying. There we go. And then we get a look at him in the suit. There we go. The trailer shot or whatever. It must have music. There we go. Super exciting. Right, so off he goes. They're shooting at him, but bullets are just winging past him. Good job none of them go in his eye, innit? So just, I presume it's not bulletproof glass over his eye holes. Anyway, so here he is. Works his way through the tunnels. Killing people as he goes, because when he's hitting them, he must be killing them. But anyway. And he can smash through the door as well, because that arc reactor must be, servos and stuff like that, so he's strong as well. Gets his arm stuck, but not for long. Anyway, there we see Yinsen. He was... there he is. Right, he comes out. So Yinsen, watch out, and he shoots the bad guy. I forgot his name already. Raza. Shoots a rocket at him, and then he shoots one back there we go. At Raza. Just deals with him for now. He's not dead. So he goes to see to Yinsen. We see he's being shot. Looks like it. Anyway, he's all bullet riddled. Sorry, I'm just seeing what is. Oh, it's wheat. USA, American wheat, not to be sold or exchanged. So there you go, saying, come on, we've got to go. And he says, no, I'm not going anywhere. He says, you've got to be with your family. And he says, my family are dead and I'll be with them soon. And he goes, you go, it's what I want. And I'm actually filling up a bit because, and he's a great character, is Yinsen. But anyway, there you go. I want this, he says. So, and then he dies, and then Tony's like, thank you for saving me and changing his life and starting the MCU and the Avengers. Never mind Nick Fury and his Avengers initiative. We'll get to it with Yinsen. Anyway, so out he comes. They're all waiting for him. Look, and hang on. Here he comes. Here he comes out of the cave. Oh, for God's sake! There he is. They all shoot at him. Luckily, he's pretty well bulletproof. Thank goodness. Let's make sure we're still going. Yeah. See, Michael. One man can make a difference. Michael Knight. Anyway. So they'll start shooting at him, and obviously bullets are just pinging off him, and then he says, my turn, and blasts them with his flamethrowers. There we go. And the fella obviously that's not Robert Downey Jr. in the suit in these shots. It is sometimes, but most of the time it's a stuntman. Forgot his name. But he set himself on fire on this bit. Wrong franchise. Oh, is it not Knight Rider? Oh. Whatever. Which one is it then? Anyway. Careful, there's reference. TOYG was just bashing Kit the other day. Well, Kit bashing in Blender, but not really because I haven't worked it out yet. Anyway, where were we? Right, so anyway, blows everything up, and they start shooting at him with big guns now, and then it's hurting him. So then everything's blowing up, and he's going to fly out of there now because he's got his rocket boots. Here he goes, presses his button, and off he goes, and everything blows up. There we go, everything blows up, and then Iron Man comes flying out there. Yay! It's all exciting. Yay! All right. By the way, he must have put some sort of what do you call it now? Dampening field, whatever what they call it now. Well, they're having Star Trek, so they don't get squished against the bulkheads. Anyway, whatever. Inertial dampers. They must have inertial dampers in these suits somehow, because he goes flying. His rocket's cut out, and he's just hits the ground at great speed. Yeah, they could argue it's soft sand. Yes, inertial dampers. Yes. Inertial dampers. I was that far in typing when you said it. All right, then. I know it's soft sand he's landed in, but, it'd be squished, wouldn't it? All his organs would be squished. But anyway, he's fine. There we go. He takes his suit off, and there's good staggering across the desert now. And then he comes across some helicopters. Here they come. Black Hawks, maybe? I don't know. So they land, and Rhodey's with them. He comes running up. There's Rhodey. There we go. How was the fun, V? It were great. But apparently he's been gone for 3 months. He's been held captive for 3 months. What's that stuff they use in Starship Troopers? Kinetic gel or something? I have no idea. That's the first time I've heard of that. Don't know. There we go. AH-60. What's that? That helicopter? I don't know. Fuel says so. I was thinking Black Hawks, but I don't know. Or was it a UH-60? You tell me. UH-60 Black Hawk. There we go. See, I'm all right. Thanks, Wikipedia. Right, where were we? Here we're at, I think we're at Edwards Air Force Base here, near Las Vegas. Part of the, I think, yeah, part of the Nellis Range, isn't it? Where Area 51 is and all that. So they know all about stuff like this. Anyway, he's home now. There we go. Pepper Potts is waiting, all red-eyed, all bleary-eyed. So it's either, she just got up, or she's been crying, probably. Anyway, he's here, look, walking bravely down the ramp, and get him into the car. And he wants to go for the cheeseburger. She says, we've got to go to hospital. He says, no, I've got to go for the cheeseburger and arrange a press conference immediately. But he wants a cheeseburger first. Right, so anyway, they head over to Stark Industries. There's Obadiah waiting for him. Being all, yeah, you're home, yeah, but he's a bad guy. Boo. But anyway. So going into the press conference. This is where we meet Coulson. There he is. Agent Coulson from S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't ask me what it's Strategic Homeland something Division. It says it in a minute. Just a minute. It does say it. There we go. Hang on. Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. They really wanted it to spell S.H.I.E.L.D., didn't they? I think they said that in one of the films. I'm sure they do. To answer for earlier, it's a C-17 Globemaster 3. Okie dokie. That big plane. Anyway, so they want to debrief him for some reason, Tony, about his escape. They think, it's their purview apparently. But anyway, so he's going to give his press conference. He gets them all to sit down because he's sat down eating his burger. There we go. He says, all you lot sit down as well. So he talks about, what he's been through, and that he's changed. He's a changed man, and he's decided now. He gets back up again that excuse me. That effective immediately. Hang on. Effective immediately is shutting down the weapons division of Stark Industries. There you go. Effective immediately, I'm shutting down weapons manufacturing division. There we go. And obviously they all go, no. And Obadiah's like, no, we'll talk about this later, and all that stuff. Because that's where they make most of their money. Anyway, apparently the stocks drop 50-something% and all that jazz. Here's Obadiah arriving on his Segway. Are they still a thing? They still do them, Segways. So he goes inside, looking at his arc reactor and his, he's serious about all this, but he's saying, you've got shareholders and a board and all that stuff. But he says, he's got most of the shit. He can do what he wants, basically. He's got it's his company still. But anyway, so he says, we'll do something else. He says, what should we do? Make baby bottles? I'm sure they'll think of something. And then he says, it's the arc reactor. That's the future. And then he says, I've got one here, look. Anyway. Can't they leave his briefs alone? It's Tony Stark, isn't it? Winker says a sudden order for the C-17 is what led them to discover the plot of the NID theft of the weather device and use of the second Stargate. Oh, right, I just watched that episode. I can't remember. Sudden order for the C-17. Oh, right. I remember the episode. It's that one where they find the Stargate and it's in a crate on its side and it whooshes up into the air. Is it that one? Anyway. Right, so anyway. So that's what he's going to do. And he's determined to not make weapons anymore, even though it does say later on, he decided not to make weapons anymore and he made the best one ever, which he does in the Iron Man suit. But anyway. But he's trying to buy time. He's saying, just leave it with me. And this is where Jeff Bridges, he used to have like a normal mouth. But now, when he talks...
We can't get no more of this...
He talks like that. Don't know why. Has he had something done? Maybe he's got new teeth or something. I don't know. It's where Hammond goes to a random guy in the park who heard about rerouting of a C-17 to a random place, a plane big enough to move a gate anywhere in the world. All right, okay. Okie dokie. He did privatise world peace.
Eddie.
No, right. Anyway, so here we go. So that's, you know, obviously he's determined to stop making weapons, but Obadiah's trying to, you know, think about it, sort of thing. And then chaps on the telly are saying, you know, sell if you got Stark stock, sell it, sell. You know, so there we go. Obviously the business is tanking because you know, Ferengi rule of acquisition number whatever. War is good for business. Also, peace is good for business, which I think is the next one. But anyway, right. So. Pepper's in the office and he says, "Get down here, I need you." And we see that he's doing open chest surgery on himself. By the way, this is obviously it's fake. By the way, Stan Winston did the effects for this film, the suit effects and other stuff, and did this as well because he's not actually. That's not Robert Downey Jr.'s body, just his head and the rest of him and his arms, and the rest of him's underneath this seat. So it's all fake, is that? Which I didn't realise. I thought it was just like CG or something. I thought they just CG'd in the hole that they're going to see in a minute. Jeff did have cancer. Oh, right. Not sure if that was before or after this. I don't know. But maybe that's why his voice has changed. I don't know. Anyway. Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's just me. But anyway. Right, so he's got a new arc reactor that he's made to swap out for the one he made in Afghanistan. So there you go. Pops it out, and she's got small hands, so she can get in and pull out a wire. So she's doing that. So I said I didn't realise this were a fake chest and all that. I suppose now you know. I suppose you could tell really, but I didn't realise. I thought they've CG'd it in. You know, I thought super duper special effects where she sticks her hand in. I thought they've done that, but no, it's all on camera or in camera because it's a fake chest. Anyway, so in she goes. So she swaps it out. There we go. She pulls that out and says, "I'm having cardiac arrest, so get that in quick." So right, so he's got a new arc reactor, which is, you know, better than the old one. Oh, right, she says, "What shall I do with this?" He says, "Oh, get rid of it." And obviously she doesn't. Thankfully. Yes, proof Tony Stark has a heart, which we see in a bit. Because he tells her to destroy it, and thankfully she doesn't, because he needs it later on in the film. Right, so what's happening here now? I can't remember. Yes. Rhodey's showing some officers who are real Air Force officers who apparently got sent over to Afghanistan not long after filming this. There's an F-22. There's a global. No, I don't know what they're called. A UCAV. Don't send them through the Stargate, do they? They have little ones. But anyway. Speaking of Stargate, there's somebody from Stargate in this film in a bit. See if Windgrace and Sci-Fi Quest notice him. So he's talking to these chaps, and then Tony comes up and a bit of banter, makes them laugh, and then he says, "I want you to work with me. I'm working on something, and it's amazing." And obviously, Rhodey thinks, you know, "I thought you were stopping making weapons." He says, "No, I want you to come and be a part of it," but he doesn't want to. Bugger you then. I'll go do it myself, which he does. Right, so here we go. Got his snazzy computer system. What? Hang on, let's do that again. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just. Why has he got Mayan glyphs and Stargate symbols on his keyboard? Don't know. Just does. Because he's Tony Stark and he's amazing. I bet it was Tony Stark that did the software and stuff for the SGC. I bet he did. Anyway, so here we go. So he's going to start doing his Mark II suit. So there we go. Here we go with his holograms. There we go. And I was watching this, not this bit particularly, but a bit later on. when we get to that, I'll say what I was on about. I don't know what I'm on about. Jarvis asks, shall we save it on the mainframe? And he says, no, keep it in my private files or whatever. So it's a secret project. So yes. So he's changing his... he's doing the Mark II suit, I think he calls it. Open a file called Mark II. Are they not math symbols on the keyboard? Some of them probably were, but some were Mayan numbers. The lines and the dots above it are the Mayan numbering system, aren't they? A line means 5, and the dots, they had like 4 dots. It was a base 5 system, I suppose, but they did 5. They had 4 dots, and then it became a line, didn't it? But anyway, that's what they were. But some of the others probably mathematical symbols. And one of the symbols looks like a trash can, because it probably was. That was probably the delete button. Anyway, right, we do a wipe because it's like Star Wars, and these are on Tatooine, and but these are the 10 Rings chaps, and the digging up his suit that is left there in the Afghanistan sand. When they were filming this out in California, the desert somewhere, apparently it was really super windy, and the producer says, "Oh, we can't film here. We'll go do a cover set and come back when the wind drops." But Jon Favreau said, "No, this wind is amazing. This wind is amazing. Just put goggles on everybody and tell them to wear scarves around them. They'll be fine. But we need this wind because it makes it look cool when they're finding. There we go. When they're finding his mask. Yes, insert Tim Russ saying ain't found shit." So there we go. They found his Mark I suit, so they're gonna get that back. Right, we see that Raz's still alive. Is it gonna show his head? Oh no, I don't know. It might be later on. Oh no, it's there. Look, we see he's all burnt at the side of his head. Yes, well, combing the desert, not combing the desert, combing the desert. Right, so here we go. Right, he's building his Mark II suit with all clever gadgets and whatnots inside. That's where we're learning he's always telling off his robot helpers and doing it himself, basically. Right, first test of his rocket boots. So it says we're going to go for 10% power. See if that, see how that is. This isn't Robert Downey Jr. by the way. You can probably tell. It's a stunt man. And so here he goes, 10% power. Is he off? And he did this in real life. At first I thought this is probably CG or or a bit of animation or whatever, but actually no, it was real. And there we go, an actual stunt that it's on wires. They flip him over on wires and he whacks into the wall. And they had him do it several times because that's how they do films. Right. Here we go. This is the bit where I was thinking. Hang on, because he puts his hand in that. He's got his hologram. And he puts his hand in it. Look, and I was thinking. Remember when Microsoft was saying and Xbox was saying the Kinect were going to be like that, but without the hologram. Oh dear. So there we go. So it's him showing how he's. I don't exactly know how that'll work, but it's enough for him to. He's made himself a Goa'uld hand device, hasn't he? If you look closely, he didn't hit the wall. Actually, he did, but they probably CG'd out where he hit the wall because I think they had a crash mat there on the wall, and they just probably painted it over. But he did hit it in the. Unless they did a take where he didn't hit the wall, but in the behind the scenes he did. He did hit the wall. Maybe they just painted it out because, like I said, they're like a crash mat on the wall there, painted the same colour as the wall. Anyway, right. So he's making his arms now. There we go, doing all that. She comes down with a box and a cup of coffee on that must have gone cold by the time he drinks it. But anyway. Obadiah's upstairs, and but he's been down here working. He said, what does he say? There you go. It's a flight stabilizer. It's completely harmless, and he tests it out. And Obviously, it's not. There we go. So anyway, he's going to go talk to Obadiah. He's back from New York, where he's been meeting with the board, and apparently Tony was supposed to be there because it's a board directors meeting, but he wasn't there. He's brought pizza back with him, probably cold. Anyway, the board wants him out, because they think he's not acting in the best interests of the company, and he's saying, "Well, I think I am," and all that stuff. But he's not changing his mind. So anyway, so he's going back down to his lab. Now, next test. Here we go. This is going to be on 1% power, and this is a successful test this time, where the successful flight test. And this is a funny bit because he keeps telling off this robot here that's got the fire extinguisher. And he keeps saying, "Hey, like that. Look." But anyway, so here we go. Another test coming up. Off he goes. There we go. Flying about. He's on wires, obviously, but painted out green wires. Anyway, he's flying around his lab and all that stuff. So he's showing that the technology works, but he's not super good with it yet, obviously. So he's blowing things about, but it's fine. And then we go saying, "No." Oh. But don't worry, he gets to use his fire extinguisher soon, does the robot. I'm saying he. Right, so now, here we go. He's making his suit. Look, he's making his suit. There we go. It's all coming on. Proper putting the suit together. Now we're going to see the suit now in a minute. Has he written? I presume he's written all this software as well for it. Or is it off-the-shelf stuff? Flight control software? I don't know, but I presume he's written all this. Or maybe Jarvis wrote it for him, do you think? I don't know. But anyway, they're going to show us the suit in a minute. We're going to get a beauty shot of the suit. Here we go. The beauty shot of the suit as he's checking out the flight surfaces. And, this is what we wanted. We don't want all this silly nano suits like we see later on in the MCU. We want all this lot, don't we? Make it look like a proper gadget with flippy flappy bits and, as though it looks like it's made of something. Panels and stuff like that. That's what we want, innit? Looks cool. Not this, nano suit that just builds itself, tell you. But anyway, so there it is. There's the Mark II. Looking cool. But obviously not the colour that we're used to yet. So the power it up and it's out. Everything's working. But he wants to test it out. He wants to do a flight test. But Jarvis is saying, no, we've got other steps to go. And he says, sometimes you've got to run before you can walk. Because he's Elon Musk. So off he goes. There he goes, taking off. And he's going to go flying out on his first flight test. Here we go. And it is cool. Off he goes. First time we see an Iron Man suit, apart from the first one, which didn't fly for very long. Sci-Fi Quest says, I hope he thought about icing. No, he didn't, because he's not a cake baker. I know what you're on about. Anyway, he's gonna see if he can break the record for the highest fixed wing aircraft. But there's not a fixed wing aircraft. They ain't got wings for a start. I don't know, but anyway. Wouldn't it be classed as a rocket? I don't know. What are his jets made of? I don't know. But anyway. Here we go. He's flying past. I can't remember the name of this fairground. It's in Los Angeles, isn't it? And I can't remember the name of it. But this were the first shots that they did of the film. This fairground, Santa Monica. There we go. Santa Monica Pier. There we go. And these were the first shots of the film that they did. I don't know about this kid, but he loses his ice cream. Little get. They hate kids. I'm mad they skipped right to flying and forgot about his roller skate era. When you said that, I just had an image, of Scooby-Doo at the beginning with Shaggy on his roller skates going and ended up in the bath. Just that popped in my head. Oh dear. But as Iron Man. Anyway, off he goes, carries on flying. Carries on flying. There we go, doing his test now. He's got. There we go. He's going to break the SR-71's record. Does he break it? I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't think. Does it? We'll see. Won't we? We'll see. Keeping going. Does it show us? There we go. Icing. Sci-Fi Quest is icing up. Doesn't show us, does it? We don't see like a heads-up display with the altitude. Not that I've noticed, anyway. No, it don't. Hang on. Does it say? Can we make it out? I can't see. No, I can't see any numbers. They should have put it on, shouldn't they? Altitude. They said like 90,000 feet or something like that. But anyway, it would be classed as a light repulsor jet, I guess. Don't know. No idea. But he's heading for the moon. But anyway, ice builds up and it shuts everything down, so it starts falling. But it's saying go higher, but then there you go. Everything shuts down. Down he goes. Plummet. So it probably smells in that suit right now. He should have initiated the hyperspace window for a short jump and he started icing. Yes, he should. That'll be in the Mark 5. I don't know. I don't know what Mark they're up to. Probably Mark 89 billion or something later in the franchise. Deploy flaps. I think you need more than flaps, mate. But anyway, but he breaks the ice. He does it like manually. He like pulls a lever or something, or twists something, and it makes all the ice break off for somehow. There we go. Look, he does that. Look, it makes all the ice break off. Look, magically. There you go. And makes his flaps come out. I presume they're his flaps he were talking about. The Mark 85 is the final Iron Man suit worn by Tony Stark. Is that right? Or are you just kidding? Because I did say Mark 80. I did say 85 billion or something, didn't I? Anyway, down he goes, right? Starts up again. There we go. Reboot. Good job it's not a Windows machine. It endages rebooting. But anyway, down he comes. Everything comes back on. Whee! There we go. Hey. So he's going back home now. So he heads back home. A nice soft landing, and then there he goes. Nice soft landing. Kill power straight through the floor, through his piano, and then through onto his that car, whatever it is. Not anymore. So then the hang on. Here it comes. Here ready. There we go. Got to put him out, even though he wasn't on fire. Hang on. That's according to Google. Oh, right, okay. So, we're close. What about all the ones he blew up? I don't know. Should have just stuck with the Mark 3, shouldn't he? Anyway, so here he is. He's all better. He's got a bit of a headache because he's got ice. But he's going to go and check this box and this, I presume it's a cup of coffee that's probably gone cold. Much like my coffees, when I make for myself. I always forget about them. So he checks in the box. There we go, from Pepper. And it's, there we go, proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Yeah. Anyway. Right. Dun, bad guys. They've got his suit. His Mark 1. There we go. But now he's doing his Mark 3. So he's telling him to improve stuff. Jarvis, improve the suit. Yes, sir. That's all he does. That's why it's so good. He doesn't do anything. It's Jarvis does everything. He just tells him to do it. Jarvis, do this, that, the other. I bet he had Jarvis in his I bet he's got like a Jarvis watch in his when he were in captivity for 3 months. He's got to say, Jarvis, tell me how to build a little miniature arc reactor. Instructions for it. Bet he did. Anyway. Alright, he's watching the telly, and we learn that there's a Tony Stark charity gig that he never goes to, and it's for firemen or something or whatever. But it's it's the big, the hot ticket for the elite of Hollywood and Los Angeles and all that stuff. And he never goes. There we go, Firefighters Family Fund. Anyway, so he's going to go to that. Even though he's not been invited because he never goes. Right, so this is where he decides on the colour scheme because they're gonna to stop the icing up. They're gonna use gold or something. I don't know. So there we go. So it's all gold. It says that's a bit ostentatious. That's it. There we go. Let's add a bit of red. Should have put some flames on as well, shouldn't he? Should have given it, some decals and all that stuff. Throw a little hot rod red in the mix, yes. Then it all ends up in the hot rod red. Hot rod red. I had to put them flames on as well up the side and on the helmet. So here we go. So this is what it's going to be. There we go. The Mark III. Mark III. Version 2. Whatever. Right, only going to take 5 hours to make that. Is that all? Anyway, as I said, it's Jarvis does everything. Right, so he's off in his Audi, whatever it is. And that's why Aiden's shouting at something. So here he's arrived. There's Obadiah talking to people. We're going to see a Stan Lee cameo. Here it comes. Hang on. In a minute. Calls him Hef. There we go. Says, hi, Hef. There we go. Look great, Hef. But it's Stan Lee. Hey. And in the scene, he actually said he turned round because it was in the behind the scenes. He actually turned round and said, and they said, Tony Stark said, oh, sorry, I thought you were somebody else. And Stan Lee says, I get that a lot. So, but they cut that out. It just says, looking good, Hef. So that's a Stan Lee cameo. Right, so he's decided to go. So in he goes. He's going to get some booze, and he's going. There we go. Coulson arrives. Says, I've got to talk to you. Make an appointment. They keep fobbing him off. Then he sees Pepper in a backless dress, and apparently she's got no deodorant on. She said she forgot to do deodorant. But she said you smell nice. Bet she doesn't. Bet she stinks. Bet she stinks of her candles. Anyway. So, yes, there's going to go. 24th at 7 p.m. at Stark Industries, and he keeps to that because we'll see him later on. So he's going to go and he's going to dance with Pepper. So they go and dance. This is where we learn their love is blossoming, sort of. So they're going to go and dance, and then they're going to go outside and they nearly kiss. We learn that she does everything for him. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know his social security number. He can't live without her and all that stuff, and they nearly kiss and then don't because it's not time for that sort of stuff yet between them. We can't ship them straight away, can we? He'll be heading to Nevada soon. Who will? Coulson. There's that bloody big hammer somewhere, isn't there? Is that the end of Iron Man 2? I think it is, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, I think it is. He'll be off to Tahiti before very long. Anyway, it's a magical place. Anyway, right, so there you go. She wants a drink. Very dry, lots of olives. Oh, lots of olives. Bloody olives are horrible. I don't know how people eat them. Right, so he's ordering the booze with lots of olives. And then, I forgot her name, Christine Everhart arrives. Is she in the comics? Because that name sounds a very comic-y name, doesn't it, Christine Everhart? I don't know, but anyway, here she is. And she's berating him again. He doesn't remember her name, he calls her Cassie. There you go, Carrie, sorry. See, I don't even remember her name. There you go, you've got a lot of nerve showing up here tonight, because she thinks he's that fella off Total Recall. Him off Breaking Bad. Anyway. And we learn there's been some sort of terrorist thing in that town. Is it Gulmeader or something like that? Using Stark Industry weapons. Anywho. And not Pandabis says, I love Yorkshire. So do I. I live here. You must be a member. There we go. Town Gulmeader. Is that what I said? Whatever. Gulmeader. She says, heard of it, yes. And he's probably thinking, oh, that's where Yinson's from. And so that's where we see he's got photos of, an atrocity using Stark weapons. And hang on. There we go. Stark Industry Weapons. There he sees, oh, I know that fella. He's a baddie. He's probably thinking. There we go. So, and there we go. There's a Jericho missile system. So he got one anyway, didn't he? He got one anyway. Tony didn't have to build him one. He's putting Yorkshire on the map on Twitch. Yes, oh, you're on Twitch. Oh, yes, you are. Cool. Chatting from Twitch. Anyway, where were we? So he's saying, I didn't prove this, these were taken, when were these takes? Says yesterday. So he's going to talk to Obadiah about it. And this is where we learn that he's a baddie, and he's behind it all. And then he says, who do you think wanted you out of the company? It was me that was trying to force you out. I'm the bad guy. Ha ha ha, and all that stuff. Yes, I'll give you a follow, not Pandabis. I will give you a follow. Let's have a look. See if we can. Where is it? Hang on, bear with me. There we go. Giving you a follow. Right. Thank you for commenting. Anyway, right, where were we? Here he is. Right, so he's the bad guy. Right, so what's he going to do now? He's going to go to Gulmira now. He heads back home. Here we go. He's going to go and take action. This is going to be Iron Man's first mission. I don't know why I did the Terminator music, but he's going to do it. He's watching the news, seeing more atrocities going on. So he's going to test out. So he's going to test out the repulsors as weapons. That's what he's going to do. There we go, like that. So not just stabilize, not just flight stabilizers. The weapons. Right, so he's gonna. He's got his nifty inner suit on. So it's gonna. He's ending up in the Iron Man suit. There he goes. Better than a nano suit, innit? So here he is. Right, so off he goes. Hang on, it's gonna show us. Puts the helmet on. I don't know the music. So off he goes, flying, supersonic. Because we see him break the sound barrier. Ready? There we go, supersonic. Wonder how fast he can go. Wonder what the top speed of Iron Man is. Wind Grace, what's the top speed of Iron Man? Right. Where were we? What's happening here? I've forgotten. Yes, but at Gulmira, and there's a Jericho missile, whatever's being dropped. So looks like the Ten Rings are taking over this area, aren't they? Oh, Windgrace says it depends on the suit. Must be fast, because they can get into orbit, can't they? I think. Can they? In which one was it now? In Infinity War, did he fly up into space to get that, that spaceship from Thanos, or did he hitch a lift on the spaceship, or did he fly up into space? Whatever. Anyway, Marvel state it can go up to Mach 8. All right, so he can't get into space then. Well, not into orbit anyway. Anyway, whatever. Right. Here we are, the bad guys going round, dragging people about and shooting and all that stuff. You see, you can tell the bad guys because there we go, poor women, poor stereotype Afghan people. It's a poor village, but they go clearing all the houses out, and they're going to shoot the men, and they're going to essentially make the women slaves and kids and all that jazz. Here we go, this poor fella's, his son's run out, and he says, kill this man, but before he has chance to do that, they go, shoot this dog. I think he says it in a foreign language, though. And then Tony's going to arrive. Here he comes in a minute. There he is. Hang on. Because he's got to do his superhero landing. The first one we see, probably, ever. So here he comes. Papa! Oh no, here comes Tony. Cling! Superhero landing. the first. So they all start shooting him. Obviously, that doesn't do anything, so he knocks a few of them about, blasts others, gets rid of them all. But then they've all got guns at the innocent civilians. But luckily, hang on, is it going to show it? There we go. He can. There we go. Picking out the hostiles and the civilians, and he's got just the trick for it. Oh, I missed it. Gone past it. There they are. Little rockets or whatever. Takes them out anyway. So right. So they're all safe now. And this fella whose name I don't know. Hang on. Is it Ahmed? I want to know if it is, because where is it? I've seen it somewhere. It might not be. I don't know. There's a fella in the cast list. Here we go. The character's called Ahmed, and he's played by somebody called Ahmed. I'm just checking if it is him. It might be, I'm not sure. Might not be. But anyway, we'll say it is. He's trying to get a phone call to his boss, obviously. He's trying to phone Razza, but he does a RoboCop and drags him through the wall. It does another RoboCop later on, to be honest, from RoboCop 2, but we'll see that. Alright, it drops him down in front of the villagers, and he says, "It's all yours," and takes off and flies away. There we go, it's all yours. So now he's got to go and deal with the Jericho missiles. But first, hang on, there we go, he's picking it out, and he's going at Mach 0.13 there. There we go, the Jericho missile there. So that's his next target. But then, in a minute, oh, for Pete's sake, boing, there we go. Somebody shot at him. This tank, is it an Abrams? I don't know. I'm not big on tanks either. I know it's not a Sherman. The Mandalorian whistling birds. Essentially, yeah, that's essentially what they were, weren't they? Them that came out of him. But this was first, and that was Jon Favreau as well, wasn't it? Mandalorian, that was Jon Favreau as well. So there you go. Right, here he comes. There he goes, lands down there. Not land, crashes down there. He's not happy now. He comes out, look, he's all scuffed the paintwork, and shoots at him again, does the tank, and then he does a little. It's funny, is this? It's my favourite bit of the film, to be completely honest. My favourite bit of the film. Just is. Yes, John just copied himself, because he's a Rayton. Anyway, so there we go. So he's taking care of that tank, and I was going to take care of the Jericho. There we go. He's going to take off and blast it. Here we go, with a super duper blast from his repulsors, his flight stabilizer, whatever you want to call it. Like, proper blown that up. So hopefully they just had that one. Anyway, it's blown up. So here we go. Right then, Win Grace. There he is. Oh, for Pete's sake. There he is. Tim Guinea, who plays Tobin in Stargate SG-1 seasons 9 and 10, and Ark of Truth. Vala Maldoran's husband, an Ori commander who has murdered thousands of people, but is still a goodie for some reason. Anyway, he's playing Major somebody or other, somebody in charge, who sees what's going on, see that this attack's happened, and they don't know. Yes, he will. He'll have to live with it. That's what Teal'c says. That little one worked better than Hammer's one in 2. Yes, it did. Yes, Hammer's weapons never worked, did they? So they're saying they don't know who it is who's just taken out all these bad guys. So there he is flying, and but they're going to dispatch fighters, and they must have just been there. They're just. Couple of F-22s are on the way. Anyway, he's making a phone call to Rhodey, or Rhodey's phoning him, and it's forwarded him to him in his suit, and he's trying to make out that he's going jogging. But anyway, so then we're going to get attacked by fighters. and the shooting at him and all that stuff because they think he's an enemy. There we go, missiles coming. What's he going to do? I know. Oh, flares. He's going to fire flares. Right. So anyway, so they're trying to get him, and all that stuff. And they think they've got it. They think they've got, this bogey. They think they've got him, and then they think they've destroyed him. And then the phone rings again, and it's Tony saying, "It's me, it's me." He says, "Yes, I know it's you." He says, "No, it's me. It's a suit. I'm the bogey," or whatever he says. There you go. And then we see he's on the underside of that plane. There he is. Ingress says, "I'm excited for Hammer to come back, but they waited so long, probably being the bad projects." Bad mate. I don't know. What did we see him in? Was it Civil War? We saw him in Civil War. The like a courtroom scene, wasn't there, or a Senate hearing? So we saw him in that, I think, didn't we? Can't remember what else we've seen him in. Anyway, so there he is. He shakes him off, and then he falls. There we go, and he goes, crashes through the wing of the other one. So he's got to bail out as that pilot. So he bails out, but his parachute's damaged. It won't deploy, so he's plummeting to his death. Luckily, they're like 80 gazillion feet in the sky. And his chute's not deploying, so obviously he's going to save him, his Iron Man. But the other pilots still got orders to shoot down the bogey. Rhodey's telling him to call him off. And he's saying, "No, he just took out an F-22, which he didn't really, just crashed into it. It wasn't his fault, was it? He didn't do it on purpose." But anyway, so he's going to go, there we go, he's going to fly down and there you go, save this pilot, there we go, deploys the chute for him. And everybody cheers, "Yay, good shoot." And he flies off. Look, he's happy now. He's flying off home. Mission accomplished. Anyway, and that's where he says, "You owe me an F-22," which is what, wherever. Have I missed it? Yeah, "You owe me a plane." There we go. That's it. Right, so they're chalking up to a training exercise that went wrong. Did they know that was an issue with the ejector seat in the F-22 Raptor in real life? Is it? I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Anyway, so Obadiah doesn't look happy, does he? Because we're learning, that the 10 rings in Gulmira have been, thwarted. "Ejector, I hardly know her." The king of puns is Windgrace. Right, so he's not happy about that because he was behind it all. We learn spoilers anyway. Right, Pepper's coming down into his workshop, and we see that they're having trouble getting the suit off. I think because it's all dinged up, so I think they're struggling to get the suit off because he's been shot and everything, and crashed and all this stuff. So and it's got bullet holes in. She says, "Is that a bullet hole?" And anyway, she comes across, "What's going on?" And he says, "Look, it's not the worst thing you've seen me doing here. I wonder what else she's seen him doing." But there you go. But those bullet holes, and then we do another Star Wars type wipe. And he would go and work on Star Wars, wouldn't he, Jon Favreau? So anyway. Back to the 10 Rings camp, and Obi's arrived in person. Must have the super fast planes, or maybe there's passages of time that we don't know about. I don't know. It could be days later for all we know. He's arrived at the camp with Raza, and showing him the suit. Showing him his face. "Look at my face." There's the 10 Rings, the flag look or whatever. Could have been the paint was still wet. I'm struggling to get it off because it's wet paint. So there we go. So anyway, so he's got the suit. So he says, okay, then send it to me or whatever. Yes, when you put it on. Is that why they're struggling to get it off? Is all the paint dried over the joints? Anyway, he says, send me the thing. But he said, no, I want you to make me suits and all that stuff. I'm going to rule Asia, because he thinks he's Khan, Noonien Singh. But then he's got a device, as Obi. He's got these head earphones in. He's got this device that can paralyse you. So he's paralysed, what's his face? Raza. And I presume he dies here now, because I don't think we see him for the rest of the film. I think that's it. So he's saying, no, I'm taking the suit and all that stuff. I'm the bad guy. You're not. All right, and all these soldiers there, they're going to kill the rest of the Ten Rings people. And I presume they go and kill Raza as well, because I don't think we see him again. Right, so what's he saying there? All right, Sector 16, set up Sector 16 underneath the arc reactor, which is where he's going to build his own Iron Man suit. Right, where are we here now? She's back. Right, he's fiddling with his suit. Look, I can't remember what's going to happen here. Yes. He asks her to go to Obi's office and basically download the stuff that's on his computer. So I'm going to give her a USB drive to plug in and do all that stuff. So anyway, I think she quits here, I think. Is it this bit where she quits? Yes, it is. She says she's not going to let him carry on, because he's saying, I've got this information. I know now what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people with my Iron Man suit, except they don't call him Iron Man yet, in his super suit. And he knows now what he's got to do, and all that matters is the next mission and all that stuff, and stopping Obi and all this stuff. But she says, I quit, because you're going to kill yourself. And he says, you were happy working for me when I was dealing out death and destruction, but now when I want to help people, you quit, because you're evil. Go and sell your fanny-flavoured candles. Anyway, but then she changes her mind, obviously. And she goes and helps him. So here she is in, I think it's Obadiah's office. So she's, but why has Obadiah got, maybe he's just got the same screensavers as, maybe everybody in Stark Industries have got the same screensavers of Tony's cars. Anyway, she plugs in the USB drive and starts downloading stuff. Here we're learning, look, they're selling stuff to Islamabad. What they're selling? I can't read, it's too bloody small. From Stark Industries, shipping container, surface to air missile, surface to surface, surface to subsurface. Can't read that. Torpedoes, that's what it says. Submarine launched ballistic missiles. Have they got submarines as well? Anti-ship torpedoes, anti-submarine torpedoes, acquisition radar, and control command. Something. Pack? I don't know. I don't know what I said. More stuff that they've sold. Look, Eastern Pacific. Shipping to Karachi this time. Missiles. What does it say? I can't read it. Attached. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what it says. Anyway, more wicked weapons that they're selling. Look, all this stuff. So she's going to copy it all to the hard drive. And then it's where she learns about Sector 16, where he's building the big suit. Has it got a name? Don't know, I can't see. But anyway. So, what are you up to, Obadiah? Anyway. Alright, and then she finds a video and plays that. Tonight, Matthew, Obadiah Stane will be Ironmonger. Yeah, he said that earlier on, didn't he? He said, we're ironmongers. And that's what they call his... When he puts his big suit on, that's what he's into. Yeah. Tonight, Matthew, coming through the smoke, the steam. Oh, dear. Where were we? Oh, right, yes, she finds this video of Tony being captured by the Ten Rings chaps and Razors. It's obviously, it's not just a video, a hostage video that released, and it's actually like a Zoom call to Obadiah telling him, you never told us you wanted us to kill Tony Stark, so I want more from you, more money from you or whatever. But he still wants Tony to build him a Jericho missile. For some reason. Anyway, she's going to copy all that. She starts copying it. Look, right, initiate copying. It's copying because it's obviously not USB 3 because it's taking a while. But then Obi walks in and she's like, oh, crikey. And she's like, oh, dear. And so she should have put some porn on or something, shouldn't she? To cover her tracks. But anyway, he doesn't see what she's doing. So she manages to get it done and finished before he comes round the desk. And he's talking about Tony and saying how he's changed. You know, it's not the same Tony that went out there. A different one came back, blah, blah, blah. We've got to look after him. Anyway, so off she goes. South Korea to revamp rules on overseas investment. Well, good for them. Anyway, so off she goes, and there you go. She's got the USB stick. Where is it? I've got one there. Look, I've got a USB. Actually, it's not a USB stick. It's an SD card reader. Never mind. Anyway, so she's coming down the stairs. She now knows her life is in danger because she could tell. She's scared of Obi. And then Coulson's there, so it must be 7 p.m. on the 24th because he says, we had an appointment. Did you forget? He says, nope, we're doing it now. Walk with me. Okay. So she's going to spill the beans. He's watching, look. Because he's evil. Right, so here we're going to meet the scientists and people that are going to be in Spider-Man Far From Home. That these are going to be in that. Working with Jake Gyllenhaal. I forgot the name of his character. She was allowed to wear shoes with Coulson. Don't get that. I don't get that. Something else over my head. Right. They can't make this arc reactor or whatever, and saying it's too. They can't do it. The technology doesn't exist. Has he had his head shaved to look like that? That's not natural hair loss, is it? Anyway, she wasn't allowed to wear shoes with Robert Downey Jr. because she was too tall. Oh right, I see, fair enough. Unbelievable. Is he like Tom Cruise? He's like a little short ass. Oh dear. Anyway. Hey. She should be like I forgot his name now. In the wrestling WWE, they used to have it might still be around, I don't know. An Irish fella that used to do the backstage interviews. What do we call now? I can't remember. It was Kevin something, I think. And he was quite tall. And when he used to interview the smaller wrestlers, like say Rey Mysterio, he used to like squat down, and they used to take Mickey out. Do the crab. Do this crab walk, squatting down, talking to Rey Mysterio. So he wasn't being taller than him. Anyway. He's 5'8" and she's 5'9". It's almost bloody different, isn't it? Only an inch. Anyway. Right, anyway, so this chap, whatever his name is, he can't create it. He says it's impossible, I can't do it. This is where he shouts, there we go. Tony Stark was able to build in a cave with a box of scraps. He says, well, I'm not Tony Stark. And says, you got that bloody right for us. Anyway. So Tony's going to sit down there, and Obi comes in and zaps him with his paralysing thing. And he takes the, because remember, they can't recreate the arc reactor to power his Ironmonger suit. So he's going to take Tony's, he's going to just whip it out there. So, there we go. Tony's not looking well there, is he? I bet Robert Downey Jr. has looked worse than that in his life, though. Bet he has. Anyway, So he just whips it. He's got a device. Can't make an arc reactor, but he can make a bloody arc reactor extractor. He just whips it out with that. Straight through his T-shirt. There we go. Out it comes. Bladosh. Says, right, so thanks. I'm going to take this and, I'm sorry and all that. You're going to die, but never mind. And I'm just sorry that Pepper got involved because I'm going to have to kill her as well. He didn't say that, but that's what he's implying. So anyway, so off he goes. Takes that away from him. Right, I would have preferred that she lived. Anyway, meanwhile, Pepper's on the phone to Rhodey. Here we go. Telling it what's going on. Because he's not answering his phone. She just started phoning him, by the way. She just started phoning Tony when, what's his face? Obi zapped him with the paralysing thing. So it's like, Tony, where are you? So there he goes, not answering his phone. So she's worried. So Rhodey, go and help Tony. I'm with the Shield guys. We're going to go and arrest Obadiah. There we go. So that's what they're going to do. But Tony's come round now because the paralysing thing lasts about 15 minutes apparently. So he's come round, he's got up and he's headed down to his lab. And luckily, there you go, he's going to get that. So it's a good job she didn't throw it away, innit? Thank God for Pepper Potts. Did you ever watch the What If episodes? No. I think I watched maybe the first one of the first season. I want a fan, to be honest. I wasn't a fan. Anyway. Right, where were we? So he gets that and he can't reach it, and he collapses and he's, I'm going to die, and, the shrapnel's going into his heart or whatever, I don't know. But luckily, his loyal robot, there we go, gives him his... They must have AI or something in these robots because it just knew he wanted to get that and it grabs it and gives it to him and he says, good boy, and smashes it. Luckily, the arc reactor is sturdy, even the one he made in a cave from a box of scraps. But anyway, so he's going to pop that back in a minute. Meanwhile, Obi's going to pop this in his Ironmonger suit. It is the Ironmonger suit, isn't it? Is that what they call it? Whatever. Pops that in. Oh, yes. He puts the lead, the power connector. There it is. I always think it's like this. Is it like a standard power connector, or like you get when you're doing like your PC and all the leads that come from your power supply, like that, you plug in the back of your hard drive or your DVD drive or whatever. Is it one of them connectors going in the back? I bet it is. Don't ask me what they're called. Anyway, obviously it is. So it's a universal connector. It's a universal connector. So that's his suit powered. Anyway, Rhodey arrives and no, that's later, isn't it? He must have a key, or maybe the door was just left open. Probably was. So it goes down. But anyway, Tony's done it. When did? It must have been one of the other films. It must have been one of the films where he ain't got the reactor. Or I'm having a Mandela effect. I remember him collapsing and not being able to do something, and she arrives at the last minute and finishes it off and puts it in and plugs in the arc reactor and is saved. What were that in? Can't remember. It must have been one of the other Iron Man films, but I can't remember which one it was. I thought it was this, but it isn't. Anyway, he's got it in and he's fine. Even though his hands... Earlier on, his hands were too big to get in, but now he's managed it, But anyway, but now he's angry, look, he's angry. Actually made it a cave with a bunch of state-of-the-art weapons over there. Yes, he did, didn't he? Anyway. So, they're going to arrest Obadiah. That's not going to be enough because he's going to be in his Iron Man, Super Iron Man suit. Anyway, see, they've arrived at start the arc reactor, Sector 16. That's what they've arrived at. By the way, earlier on I mentioned he's like Howard Hughes, isn't he? Yeah, Howard Hughes is Tony a bit. Apart from he's not a germaphobe, but oddly enough, I mentioned that the studio space that they filmed this in, all the cave scenes and other stuff that they filmed, probably this set, were in I forgot the name of the place. Hang on, it's here somewhere. What originally, hang on, I'll tell you. Hughes Aircraft hangar. What were the hangar that used to keep the spruce goose in? That's where the studio space for this was. So anyway, coincidentally, right. So they get to sector 16, section 16. Sorry, I thought I said sector earlier on. Whatever, section 16. And obviously she can't go in. Her card doesn't allow her entry. So, but then Coulson comes up with a little bit of shield technology, and it just blows open the door. Boink! There we go. So there you go. Why does it? I don't know. But anyway, meanwhile, he's gonna get in his suit. Look, he's getting ready. He's powered his suit up. He's gonna get in. Right. Tony's off now. So he takes off. Remember, he's got his aircraft is not as high powered as his old one. So anyway, but right. Off he goes. Oh, and he says, "Can I have one of those or whatever?" And he says, "No, next time." Because he's going to be, 'cause it's showing that, you see, showing that next to him, because he's going to be War Machine. Probably in that. I think it might be, actually. Yes, meanwhile, at the Iron Cave, should have been that swirl, shouldn't they? Right, they're going. Here we're going to section 16, and they're all going to, well, they're not all going to get, but some of them are going to get got. There's Tony's Mark 1 suit, but here he comes in a minute. They're all going to cop for it. Here he comes. There we go, smashing things up. It's Jeff Bridges. Tony's on the way. They'll be breaking the sound barrier again then, probably. Oh, look, they've got tanks outside. Obadiah's gone insane. I know. And here he comes out the ground, just like Nemesis in Resident Evil 1 at the end. He's going to talk to her. There we go. Your services are no longer required. Anyway, Tony's coming. There we go. And they're fighting in the streets and everything. And there's cars crashing and all that jazz. And there we go. And yes, I'd be screaming as well. I'm putting it in reverse. By the way, that's not Tony saying that. That's Obadiah saying, "I love this suit. Put them down." Oh, he's picked up the car and he's going to throw it at him because he thinks he's General Zod in Superman 2. I actually like the Nemesis costume in the Resident Evil 2 movie. People seem to hate it. I liked the Apocalypse. Resident Evil Apocalypse. That was the second of the Resident Evil movies. Is that what you're on about? I liked that film. I thought it was good. But a lot of people hate that film. I don't know why. I liked it better than the first one. Because it was closer to the games. And it had Jill Valentine in it. And Sienna Guillory's gorgeous. But anyway. Right, good. Divert power to chest RT. What does RT mean? I actually worked it out, yes, because they kept saying RT in the documentary, the behind the scenes, and it took me ages to work it out what RT stood for. And I've forgotten again. Anyway, never mind. Where was all that shield tech in this one? Exactly. They only had that thing to blow open the door, and that was it. Yes, it was a fun time. Yes, it was Resident Evil Apocalypse. I like that. I might do that at some point. Anyway, so he's going to blast him. Look, he's going to blast him. I'm in the wrong thing. No, I'm not. Just pressing the wrong button. Is he going to do it? There we go. Blast him with it. Make sure we're still going. Yep, we are. Yep, we are. Right, where were we? I missed that. Bloody hell. Yes, bloody hell. You missed the bloody hell out of shield. Never mind. Repulsor transmitter. Is that what it stands for? I thought it was something else. No, never mind. Yeah, it probably is that. But I thought I'd worked out that it stood for something else, and I've forgotten what. Never mind. Anyway, so they're fighting away. There you go. They're knocking about. It's like I say, it's basically RoboCop 2, innit? It's RoboCop 2 versus RoboCop 2. There you go. Save that car, puts it down. Would that work? I mean, there's leverage and stuff, and I don't. It's a superhero film. It doesn't matter. There you go. Power's going down. Anyway, there you go. Pops them down. And they drive off. Oh, I drive off over. There we go. Over. And he said RoboCop then. Over Iron Man. Anyway, so they're going to carry on fighting. They haven't done yet. More explosions. There we go. People watching on the bus. Look, he's knocking him left, right. Ooh, poor thing. And then you go to. I think that's Obadiah saying that. I built this company from nothing, I think.
I built this company from nothing.
Yeah. Yep. He's saying it's his company. It's not Tony Stark's company. Anyway. Speaking of superhero, the courts finally ruled that Marvel and DC no longer own that word. I didn't even know they thought they did. They tried to patent the word superhero. Oh, fair enough. So we can all use it willy-nilly. Whoever were on that bus is okay, because that bus has just been trashed. Anyway, so what's happening now? Tony's back. Tony's back. Impressive. Obi-Wan has taught you well. You upgraded your armour, he says. Anyway, he can fly as well. Ha ha. See. They're going to fly off now. High up. Remember the icing thing. So they're flying up. And he's saying, well, we've got somebody flying and they don't know who they are. And then Brody arrives. Don't worry about it. It's just a training exercise. So up they go. Up into the stratosphere. They had joint custody of it until this week. Did that? All right. Joint custody. What happened then? There we go. So off they go. They're still climbing. And Tony's suit's losing power. Because remember his arc reactor that he's using is not as powerful. But they've got to keep going. And he's all, Obadiah's been all smug about it. Saying, oh, I'm super ace. There you go. But my suit's more advanced in every way. And Tony says, well, did you figure out the icing problem? He flew out of the gate. Who did? Says again, you've gone over my head. Icing problem. But then all this suit cuts out. There we go. And he knocks him down. Might want to look into it. Doink. And he knocks him. And the eagle's falling. And again, they must have inertial dampers in these suits, because he's not going to land in soft sand this time. But anyway, so Tony lands, but his suit's nearly out of power. All right, out the gate. All right, I see. Yes. Stargate was in the background on it. There it is. Look, there it is. Yes, he flew out of the gate. Should have said Stargate, and then I'd have realised. I thought you were just on about, he flew out of the gate, out from the beginning. Anyway. I use fondant. I'm a marzipan fan myself. I love a bit of Battenberg, because I'm old. Anyway, so he's crashed down. I think it went, whatever, inertial dampers and all that stuff. He's fine inside the suit. They're going to carry on fighting. It's never ending. Here we go. Superman punch. A Roman Reigns Superman punch there, wasn't it? That's what that was. There's no weapons left, but he's got his flares, because flares are coming back into fashion. In a minute. There we go, flares. And it goes... All these flares go and blind Obadiah in his suit, so he can't see him. So he drops him, and so he's gone and hid now. And then he gets on the phone to Pepper. He says, "You've got to go inside and make the arc reactor blow up." And he gives these vague instructions. Hang on. Just a minute. There you go. Hang on. The hell was that? Something just made a noise in the kitchen, and I am alone, apart from Aidan upstairs. Remember, the cat's out. Hello, is anybody there? It's not Friday night appointment with fear. Behave. Anyway. I'm a marshmallow man myself. I'm going to have to check, see what's happened. Be right back. Just look at Tony for a minute. Trying to let yourself in, eh? Yes, you was, weren't you? Yeah. Give you a dry. Give you a dry. There you go. Oh dear. It was Princess trying to let herself into the house. She jumps up at the back door, and she onto the handle, and she opened it, but had a bar on, not like a chain, not a chain, but a bar. So she's in now, she's there, meowing at me because it's all my fault. Anyway, it's the fearsome kitchen ghoul. No, the princess. That's it. Anyway, right, where were we? Yes. We're doing this one, sir. Right. Oh, for God's sake, stop doing the Stargate. There we go. We're going back here. There we go. You're going to have to do it. There we go. Go to the central console, open up all the circuits, and I'd be like, how do I do that? What do you mean, open up all the circuits? But she knows what to do, because she's super clever. And then you got to hit the master bypass button, and I'd be saying, is that well labelled? That's what I'd be saying. Anyway, so in she goes. There we go. She knows what to do. Look, she hasn't got a hard hat on, so, cancel her. Safety. She knows to do this. I wouldn't have known to do that. Is this opening up all the circuits? It must be. But she knows what to do. She's doing all that. And then she goes to the console, and then she's doing all that, pressing buttons. All this is opening up the circuits. Maybe she knew. I don't know. Maybe she's operated it before. But they're still fighting. Oh, this is the bit where I said Robocop 2. He's jumped onto Obi's back, Ironmonger, whatever the hell he's called. Jumped onto his back, and he's ripping out wiring and stuff like that. But then he throws him. Much like Robocop did with Robocop 2. But he don't pull his brain out and smash it on the floor, unfortunately. Anyway, he's thrown him onto this glass ceiling thing above the arc reactor. Oh, excuse me. He's thrown him there. His helmet's come off as well. And Obadiah crushes his helmet. Is he going to do it now? Look, he's opening up, look. There you go, he's got Iron Man's helmet in his hand, and he crushes it because he thinks he's Vince McMahon. He likes to crush people. So he throws the helmet, and he starts shooting at Tony now, but his targeting's off in a minute. Not there. His targeting was quite good there, wasn't it? But shoot the glass. He shoots the glass, and Tony, doesn't fall, but nearly does. And he says to Pep, shouts down, press the button or whatever. And then he starts firing missiles at him in a minute. Or was that before? That might have been earlier. Was it earlier on with his targeting were off? I've missed it. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. He was firing rockets at him. Anyway. So, he says, blow it up. And he says, but you'll be killed. He says, do it. In dramatic style. So she says, okay. And so she's going to press the button in a minute. Yes, you ripped out my targeting system or something along those lines, yes. Or it might be this way. There's There you go. Trying to rid the world of weapons. He gave it the best one ever, his Iron Man suit, and other Iron Man suits. And now I'm going to kill you with it. And then he say, this is where his targeting system's out, isn't it? There you go. You ripped out my targeting system, because Sci-Fi Quest knows this film back to front and front to back. The Sci-Fi Quest. Which is why he's got cool T-shirts like this. Go and buy one from his store. Time to hit the button. So, there you go. Oh, it is well labelled. Thank goodness. Master bypass. Relay, whatever. So she presses the button. Doink. And runs like bloody hell. And then it all goes. And we get a sky beam. Because there we go. Get a sky beam. Because he had to have a sky beam in the mid-aughts to mid-teens. You had to have a sky beam, didn't you? There we go. Sky beam. And the I don't know if Obi's dead at the moment, but he doesn't look well. But he will be dead in a minute, because he falls down into the arc reactor. There we go, and it all blows up. Tony's there. There's the arc reactor, all blowing up. So I think Obadiah's popped his clogs now, hasn't he? Anyway, Tony's his suit's running out of power now. So what did they do? How did they fix him? Doesn't tell us. Because there's no more arc reactors, has he? Or has he got a spare? But somewhere where he couldn't get to when Obi took his other one out. I don't know. But anyway, there we see no power. Look, there's no power in his arc reactor. Oh, hang on. There's a little bit of power. Oh, maybe that were enough. Anyway, so it must have started recharging then. It must recharge automatically. So he's not dead. Anyway. Don't worry, he got better. Obi, did he? Right, so we're at a news conference again. And he's like, who is the Iron Man? I wonder what J. Jonah Jameson thinks of Iron Man and all these other superheroes. I know he hates Spider-Man, doesn't he? What does he think of all these others as well? Do we know his opinion on them? Don't know. Anyway, they called him Iron Man. He says he likes the name, but he says it's not accurate because it's a gold titanium alloy. Anyway, what's up with Aidan now? What's up with you? Right. Well, I can't, can I? Because I'm in the middle of a show. Bloody that lad. Anyway. I forgot where I want now. Looks like she's pulling his eyes out there, doesn't it? But I think she's... I don't know what she's doing, to be honest. But Coulson's got his alibi for last night, for the battle or whatever, when Obadiah died. He's got his... You were in Avalon or on a yacht or whatever. They've got statements. And he's got notes. Just read what's on the cards. And anyway... So, and everything will be fine. Right. So she thanks him, and so off he goes. Just call us S.H.I.E.L.D. There we go. He talks to it. Actually, I think here he says she's his girlfriend and all that stuff. But does he say it is? It? Have I missed it? I've gone too far. There we go. If I were Iron Man, I'd have this girlfriend who knew my true identity. There you go. But anyway. So she's his girlfriend now. Right, so he's going to come in now and says he's going to read from a prepared statement and he's not going to take any questions. And then he starts talking and saying, they expect you to believe, they expect us to, by the way, the cover story is that Obi is gone on holiday and then his plane's going to crash or whatever. And that it was a security guard that took the big suit and caused all that mayhem. And there's, what's the face? Christine Everhart saying, because he says, obviously I'm not a superhero. And he says, never said you were a superhero. And then he just says, I am Iron Man. There you go. So it's going to start reading from the cards. The truth is, I am Iron Man. Da, da, da. And everybody goes, ah! Apart from Christine Everhart, look, she don't give a monkeys. No, Tony, I am Spartacus. Yes, and anyway, apparently that were an ad lib or a improv, whatever you want to call it. That wasn't in the script. I don't know what were in the script, the original script, to be honest. But what's his face? Robert Downey Jr. just said that, just did that. Said, "Can I have a take?" Probably said, "Can I have a take?" When I said, "I am Iron Man." I said, "Yeah, whatever, do it." So they did it, and they kept that in. Kevin Feige said it was fine. So everybody knows Tony Stark is Iron Man. He doesn't have a secret identity. So there we go. And that's the end. Hang on, in a minute. And that's the end of the film. Or is it? Or is it? End of movie. Too bad it never went anywhere. Nothing came of this crap. No, it didn't. Right, so anyway, then we get cool credit scenes. I wish that more films would start doing credits at the beginning of films. I'm missing them now. Blame Star Wars. Blame Star Wars for that, and George Lucas from doing credits at the end of films. Anyway. But they've got to have two sets of credits, which is why they have the animated credits and the regular scrolling credits, because the film's got to have two sets of credits. Anyway, so off we go. But obviously, it's not the end of the film because it's MCU. This started, the tradition of end credit sequence. They even started having mid credit sequences, didn't they? But this just has an end credit sequence when we get to it. I don't know many films that had an end credit sequence. I can only think of one off the top of my head. And that's Masters of the Universe, where Skeletor pops up at the end and goes, "I'll be back!" Frank Langella. And I can't think of any others that had an end credit sequence. The post-credit scene. Yes, the post-credit scene. That's what we're getting to. Yes. Or end credits, whatever you want to call it, post-credit scene. Yes, it did. Ferris Bueller. Yes, it did. Yes. Because are you still here? Yes, he did that one, didn't he? Yes, that's another one. Right, so we're getting there. Here we go. There we go. It comes in now, and we hear Jarvis is glitching out for some reason. And there we see Samuel L. Jackson's there. Says, "I'm for God's sake." There you go. "I'm Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative." And everybody went, "Ah!" Sci-Fi Quest did. I bet you jumped up in the cinema, did Sci-Fi Quest. I went, "Fucking yeah!" Didn't you? I bet you did. Sorry for swearing. But anyway, that's the end of the film. And it is a cool film. And Sci-Fi Quest is his favourite Marvel movie, shouting it at the top of his lungs. My favourite Marvel movie. It's not my favourite, although I do really like it. It's up there. Captain America, the First Avenger, is my favourite Marvel movie. I really like that film. Nope. Bet you did. Anyway, so there we go. That's the end of Iron Man. Great film. I just landed on that one. We'll leave that there for a minute. Hang on. There we go. That's a wallpaper and a half, isn't it? Right. That's my favourite scene in the film. So there we go. So that's the end of Iron Man. As I said, it launched the franchise, didn't it? It launched... hang on. Yeah. Oh, that's not right, is it? What have I done? I've pressed the wrong button. No, that's not it either. There we go. I'll have it like that. It launched the franchise. Next one wasn't as good, was it? The next film, Incredible Hulk. I'm not a huge fan of that. But, it were okay. Nothing wrong with a little Hayley Atwell. No, there isn't. Yes. Oh, she were in Captain America, wasn't she? Of course, yes, she was. And she's not little, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so there we go. What were I saying? And it launched the franchise and all that stuff. And as I say, went on to bigger and better things. We got the Avengers movies and all that stuff. And then we got crap in Phase 4. I forgot to mention. Oh, I meant it earlier on. Hang on, see if I can find it. I can't remember where it was in the film. Was it the... Hang on, see if I can find it. Just a minute. Oh, it's this bit. Yes, it's this bit. I was going to say, right, when he... here we go. When he arrives here... Let me go back. Here we go. Is this Shang-Chi? Is it? Because he was a valet, wasn't he? In Shang-Chi and the whatever of the doodah, what's it? 10 Rings. Parking cars and stuff, wasn't he? But I can't remember. Was that in San Francisco? This is Los Angeles. Oh, was that in Los Angeles as well? I can't remember. But, so is that Shang-Chi? I don't know. It doesn't say in the credits in the IMDb. Not that I noticed, anyway. So I'm going to say that's Shang-Chi. Just linking it with the 10 Rings. Anyway. There we go. Right. That's how I'm going to end it. Shang-Chi were in this film and all. Right. Yes, a lot of Hayley Atwell. She does look nice in uniform in Captain America, First Avenger. Saw a thing recently where they added the song Iron Man right after Tony says, "You and Iron Man in Endgame." All right. But they play the music for Iron Man at the end of this when he says, "I am Iron Man." That instrumental version of Iron Man plays. We don't hear Ozzy, but that plays in this. That was San Francisco, but why the hell not? Why the hell not? They retconned Baby Spider-Man into Iron Man, whatever one that was. Baby Spider-Man. Didn't they? No. Are you on about Civil War? Are you on about that? I am Iron Man. Yes, that were in this. That were in this one. It does. Yes, hang on. I will show you. I think it did. I'm sure it did. Hang on. Where are we? Do. Truth is, I am Iron Man. Go on, get on with it. Right. Oh, for God's sake, I'm not wrong. There we go. There we go. Enough of that. So, anyway, so it's in this one. No, I am Spartacus. Yes. I've got that in the kit on the fridge magnet. I am Spartacus. In 2 or 3. They probably did it in all of them, to be completely honest. But I know they did it in this one, because I've just shown you. Anyway, shush, stop playing. Right, we're done. We'll leave it there. Right, what's coming up next? I've full screened that page for some reason. There. What's coming up next? I don't know, to be honest, because I've got a poll on my community section. Hang on, I'll just find it. For Friday Night at Point with Fear this week, and we'll see how we're doing. I thought I'd give the community a chance to vote on this one. Let's see how we're going. I think there's going to be a change before we get there. Right, so here it is. There we go. I give the choice of Evil Dead, Funhouse, The Unholy, or Waxwork. I thought I'd choose from like 80s films, and for some reason 2 were from 81 and 2 were from 88. That was just weird. That was just how it happened. And that's it. The Evil Dead is in the lead. I'm going to close the poll on Wednesday, by the way. Evil Dead is in the lead, but Funhouse is racing up behind it. To be honest, I wanted it to be Waxwork. I'd have picked that myself, but I don't think that one's going to win. And The Unholy on lowly 3%, but it could come through at the last minute, because I did a poll last week for the Magnificent Monday, didn't I? And Last Samurai came roaring through at the last minute, so it could all change in the next 2 days. Come on, Waxwork. I like Evil Dead, but I want Waxwork to win. Sci-Fi Quest wants Ghoulies. I do have that. I do have Ghoulies. I feel like I've got, I don't know how many, I might have 4. I can't remember how many Ghoulies films there were. But I decided not to pick that one. I thought I'd pick 4 of the 3. I can't even count. I picked 4 of these. The Evil Dead, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, the original one. Tobe Hooper's Funhouse, The Unholy, starring Ben Cross, and Waxwork, which features, I forgot his name, Zach Galligan from Gremlins, and others. Right, so I want television or house. I might have seen television once. I ain't got it. I might have seen it once way back in the day, and I can't really remember much about it. But House is good. I've got House on not Blu-ray, on DVD. The good film is House. The others aren't as good, but the first one is good. But is it scary? I suppose so. It's more of a comedy, isn't it, than a fright fest. I don't know. I might do it one day for Friday Night Apart with Fear, but it's more funny than scary. Anyway, I'm waffling, I'm rambling out to going on about other things. Right, anyway, so that's what could happen on Friday. It'll either be one of them for Appointment with Fear. And then I'll be doing my new stuff and playing. Oh, I can't get to it. I've been playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora on my PlayStation. I don't know if I'm enjoying it yet. I don't know. It's okay, but whatever. So because I think there are only 4 Ghoulies movies. Oh right, it might just be 4 I've got then anyway. I can't remember which ones I've seen. I know I've seen the first 2 definitely. But I can't remember about the others. Anyway, well, true. Those are both horror comedies, or more so. Anyway, right. We will leave it there, and I've got to go see to Aidan now because he wanted me for something. What are you doing, Princess? Where is she? Are you over there? Hang on, let me get a torch. She's in a dark corner of the room. Yes, she is. Right, so we'll leave it there. Thanks, Wingrace and Sci-Fi Quest for keeping me company. And also we had over on Twitch we had Not Panda. I can't bloody say it. Not Pandabis over on Twitch. I'll check on make sure there's nothing on Rumble. No chat on Rumble. Right, so we'll leave it there. Hang on, what's happened here? Yeah, as always, see you next time. Take care, everyone, says Sci-Fi Quest. You too. Right, I'm going now. So, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. By the way, I haven't decided what next week's Magnificent Monday is going to be yet. So, I'm not going to do a poll. I'll just pick something. So thanks for watching, wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll say there. Hang on, I'm back. I'm back. Because Wingrace says the car. And oddly enough, yesterday or the day before, this popped through my letterbox. The car. There we go. So, yes, maybe I'll do that next Monday then. Yes, I will. Next Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, we're going to do the car. Flying fish and everything. We'll see then. We'll get to that. So there you go, Wingrace. You've got your wish. We're watching the car next Monday. Right, I'm going again now. We will start the outro once more. Right, bye.